Let's look at how to copy an angle with geometric construction. So let's say that I want an identical angle to this one drawn right below it, or really anywhere else. What I'm going to do is I am going to first just copy this original line, this ray, anywhere that I would like this new angle to start. So I'm going to draw this down over here, and I'm going to do it in pen because I know that that's going to be part of my angle, so it won't need to get erased or changed later on. I'm also going to go ahead and drop a new A point down here, this little prime marking, meaning that it is a copy of this original A. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find a few more points to work with on this angle. Because I can't measure anything, these points are going to give me just a little bit more information about certain given distances. Now what point you pick won't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and just go to this third circle on my compass, and I'm going to just put this through the angle and keep track of what marking I have used. A lot of times with this sort of compass, you can just mark with a marker or lightly with your pencil, and it will keep that marking for you for later. Next, I'm going to just drop this down, and around my imitation A, I'm going to do that same circle. Now I don't have two lines to go through, but you can see how I just extended it down the same way that I did up here. Now, on the original, I've created two new points, and I'll just call those points B and C. I want to find where C is. And if I can find where C is compared to B, it means that I'm going to be able to draw in a new C point, since I've already found the new B point. It's the same distance away as the original one was. So if I want this to have a similar distance C from B, all I have to do is find the circle that connects B and C. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over and find the setting that best lines up with my point C on my original circle. And then I'm just going to go ahead and draw that circle, keeping the setting. Once I have this setting marked in my new image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop, again, the center around my new B, just like it used to be around the original B, and I'm going to just go ahead and draw a partial circle. Now, all I really care about is where the original circle that I drew and the new circle intersect. So notice I didn't draw a huge circle. You could go all the way around if you want for either of these. You just don't need to, because this point right here, where they intersect, will have to be our new C. It comes at a specific distance from A, found by this circle, and a specific distance from B, found by the second circle. Once I connect those to A prime, I now have an exact copy of our original angle. And that is how you copy an angle with geometric construction. I can also bisect angles with geometric construction, which is what I'm going to do right now. So again, I'm going to start with any angle. It could be large or small, and in this angle I'm going to be doing my work in pencil once more so I can learn how to bisect it. So the first thing I'm going to need to do with bisecting an angle is find 2 points to work with that are equal distance from A. If they're equal distance, it's going to be really easy to split them in half, which is really what we want to do when we're finding a bisector, something that splits an angle in half. So these 2 points, the intersection of this circle, is going to form the basis for creating my bisector. I now have those points, I'll label them B and C. Now ultimately what I want is I want the point that comes exactly between those 2 points, because if it comes exactly between those points and I connect them, it is going to split these angles into 2 equal pieces. We can go through a proof on that, but for now let's just look at the construction itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my compass on one of my found points, in this case B. I'm going to find the setting that best lines up with C. From here, I'll go ahead and draw a half circle, just extending either direction, like so. Again, it actually doesn't hugely matter which setting I pick. I like to pick C just for simplicity. As long as you're past the halfway point of this angle, like you can come a little bit past, this will work. However, for me, I like to pick the point C simply because it is easier for me to remember this setting and make sure I don't lose it if all I have to do is switch it around and find the setting on the opposite side. However, there is nothing wrong with just picking something halfway across, slightly over halfway across, and connecting those, keeping that setting. What I do is I now put my compass on the other point, I do the half circle around, and you'll notice that we have a lot going on right here. But I have two new circles, this one and this one. If I connect the intersection points of those circles, what I have right here is a bisector. So what I'm going to do is, you'll notice it comes through this point and the middle. I'm going to extend this outwards in my pen because this is now the end of what I needed, and I have formed an angle bisector. At this point, if I want to get rid of my work, I can just easily erase it. This one I wrote a little bit darker for you guys. But if you write these in pretty lightly, this erases nicely and leaves you with simply a bisector. And you would be done. That is how you construct an angle bisector geometric construction.